So why don't we welcome to the stage Donald Trump? Wow. Well, as you know, Donald, the way that this works is I ask questions from the audience members who've presented and submitted the questions. So my goal is to make sure that we get through as many of these questions as possible. But we're not looking for sound bites. We're looking for thorough answers.
Good.
So we'll start with a question from Samantha Bailey, who's with us tonight. And she says, other than immigration, when you look at the challenges that we face in this country, what would be 3 other priorities that you would have?
Okay. We have to get rid of at least some of the debt, if not all. We're up to $19 trillion, and we have a country that's in serious trouble. I want to get rid of Obamacare. We want to repeal it. And we want to replace it. We want to replace it with something terrific, and we have a lot of options. There's so many options. And I don't know if you see, your premiums are going through the roof. Right? I mean, they're going through the roof. They're up 40, 50%. One person said to me yesterday, 55%. And I think a third thing, Tim, could be the military. We want to build up the military as part of that. And I say it all the time. I think it'll be my strength. You know, everyone says jobs will be my strength, and I think that will be. CNN did a poll. I was through the roof on jobs and leadership, and a little bit less when it came to personality. Can you believe it?
Go into a little depth about how would you secure the border.
Okay.
What are a couple things that you would do to secure the border?
Good.
And what do you think about our legal immigration problem?
Good. And believe me, we're going to have a strong border. We're going to have a wall, not a wall where you buy a ladder that's 10 feet and you go over the top. This is going to be a wall, and it's going to come in at the right cost, and Mexico's going to pay for the wall. Believe me, Mexico's going to pay for the wall. And just to finish, I love Mexico. I love the Mexican people. The Mexican leadership is too smart for our leadership. They're cunning, they're sharp, they're smart. We have people that don't know what they're doing, and we are going to have great negotiators that know what they're doing, and we're going to make fair deals. Right now, I was telling Tim before, I asked some of my people, go back, what is the trade deficit, as an example, with Mexico? It's like $45 billion. $45 billion. And then they say, oh, you can't get $45 billion? We can get them to pay for it. Believe me, anybody in this audience, as a messenger, can do that. What's the trade deficit with China? It's almost $400 billion a year. $400 billion. What's the deficit with Japan? It's almost $70 billion. Are we crazy? That won't happen with Trump, believe me.
If you were our president, how would you address the Syrian refugee issue?
So this is an interesting, because I know a lot about Syria, I know a lot about what's happening, and I have a good chance. I mean, based on all the polling, I have a very good chance of winning. I hate to give all this information out. Does that make sense? You know, can you imagine General MacArthur, General Patton, here's what we're going to do. In the case of Syria, we're going to, first of all, you have Syria, you have Russia now going into Syria. You have Russia wanting to fight ISIS. Let them fight ISIS. Let them fight them. And Tim may disagree with us. I can understand that. So Russia wants to fight because they don't want ISIS coming into Russia. They have an obligation to fight them in a certain way, as much or more than we do. The other thing you have is Syria, Assad is our enemy, okay? ISIS is our enemy. They want to fight together. But we're going in bombing Syria, bombing very weakly. You know, we're very timid. We're not doing it. If we're going to win, you got to win. We're bombing. And Assad is probably saying, these people are the nicest people in the world. They're knocking out our enemy. So you'd almost say, ISIS, let them fight Assad. Russia, let them fight ISIS. We'll take care of Iraq. But then I say, I've asked these questions, and they're saying, what would you do? Like Tim just asked. And I'm sort of saying, like, I don't want the enemy to know. You know the word unpredictable? Somebody wrote an article about me a few weeks ago. It was a really good article. It was a business article. And one of my opponents said, Donald Trump is totally unpredictable. It was actually meant to be a compliment because I beat them on something good. I love to win. Don't we love that? I love to win. Anyway, I beat this group. And they said he's a totally unpredictable person. And I said, that's actually a great compliment. You want to be unpredictable. You don't want to be sitting here telling Tim tonight, well, here's what I do. I'd go here, I'd go there, and let them not know what you're going to do, right? Don't you think so? I think it's terrible.
Last question. America has, in my opinion, for the last several years, been moving further and further apart. With Donald Trump as the President of the United States, how do you bring America together? How do we have one America?
So when President Obama was elected, I thought that, and I helped John McCain. Somebody said I voted for Obama. My enemies, they say, oh, but he voted for Obama. So ridiculous. I helped John McCain. He did a bad job. He didn't get elected. I helped Romney. He didn't get elected. I said, this time I'm going to do it myself, okay? It's true. But I thought that President Obama, the one thing I felt strong, he would be a great cheerleader for the country. And I thought he'd bring the country together. And honestly, there's probably a divide right now in the country, the likes of which we haven't seen for many years. You know it better than I do. And people talk about my tone and my temperament. I actually have a great temperament, and I will bring the country together. You know, Jeb Bush was saying, his tone is not nice, he's not nice. And they're cutting off Christians' heads in Syria. They're cutting off their heads. He's worried about my tone is not nice.